we kind of fixed our thing. Although I'm my green screen is it is what it is. Sometimes we might have some parts that are disappearing, but you know what? I went in and I adjusted the settings as best as I could. I'm just a girl. I think it looks a bit better now. Like a little bit. It looks like I have an aura. You can see my aura. It's like I have two options. I could either, have most of my body cut off and like have it like really tight against my head, or I could have an aura, and that's the option I chose, was to have a bit of an aura. So maybe one day I'll get a real green screen, but this is as good as it gets for now. Yeah. I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Thursday. We are doing another wonderful journey into, today we're journeying into Love and Limerence again. It's like my favorite topic. Sorry. It's my favorite topic these days. I have some new insights. Hey, oh my gosh, thank you for saying that, Trix. That is just what I wanted to hear. It got a little bit better. Okay, good. If it could just be slightly better, that's all I need. I went in and I tried really hard to adjust the settings. I was like testing every little slider to see. And so I just decided because I want to prioritize having everything be visible and not cut off. So yeah, I have some things. I was working really hard with my hands, and you know what? You can see all the fingers. And I kind of like the glowy aspect of it. It kind of makes it fun. Anyways, I was looking at other streamers who have real green screens and feeling a bit self-conscious. But you know what? That's okay. We make do with what we have. Honestly, this is better than I would have expected for I don't have a green screen behind me. I have just my wall behind me. And so it's all doing it through the magic of computer magic, Disney magic. Oh my god, my fingers are cut off. Oh wait, that's just because it was out of frame. I also I increased the frame a bit, so I might actually decrease my size. I think I'm too big. Yeah, I think or like what am I? I'm too zoomed in. Can I zoom out? Here. Properties. Configure video. Oh no, it's zoomed out already. Well, that's okay. If I just can't move too. This should be in the frames. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, how we doing? Trix, my friend, and my other friends. I worked today. Usually I work on Tuesdays, but I worked today. I've got some more assignments. The English school has been asking me to come back more and more, so I'm feeling productive. Dance, magic dance. Ooh yeah, I'll dance today. I like seeing my hands move, although I have to move them kind of slowly, otherwise they disappear. They disappear. Woo! Okay, this is way better than last time. You know what? You just gotta do small improvements over time. I hope you're doing well, Ivan. It's so nice to see you. We were just talking about how I'm employed. Oh my god, I'm employed. I mean, kind of. This wasn't exactly my idea of being employed that I had last year. Last year I fully did not work. But now I do actually have a job, kind of part-time job, and I'm really enjoying that, and I think I'm going to keep doing that as much as I can. So, you're A-okay. Excellent. Well, welcome. So today I helped out in the level 1 class, which wild green screen. Welcome, Tranquillus. Yeah, we got something a bit different today. Come journey with me. in my in my digital green screen. I don't have a real green screen, so we're digitally creating one. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, so today we learned about clothing. So we learned all the vocabulary about clothing, and I only had 2 students today, so it was really chill. Super chill. You always want to gamify the experience, because if you're just doing like rote memorization or just like reading and doing a bunch of worksheets, then it can get boring, right? And so I have this classic game. Hello, Sam. Good morning. I have this classic game that I do. I'm proud of it. I write words on the board, like 3-4 letter words, simple words. And then I have the students do a race to circle the word. Like, I'll say the word and then they'll race to circle it. Whoever circles it first gets a point. And it gets them up and moving. And I find that really helps. Unfortunately, like, both of my students today and a lot of the students that come, they work the night shift. So, yes, I am a teacher. I am an English as a second language instructor. So I teach refugees and immigrants English, and I teach everyone from students who don't know how to read and write all the way up to advanced, so like college level English. They use me everywhere. The school I work with, they'll just use me wherever. I'm their go-to substitute. I'm a substitute, but a teacher of life, philosophy, tea, and mushrooms. You're too kind. That's my aspirational identity. I should teach them about Ronnie Coleman. I need to teach myself about Ronnie Coleman. Who's that? Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. I don't want to mess with stuff on my computer because I got it all set up perfectly. Ronnie Coleman. Oh, bodybuilder. Whoa. Oh, Jesus Christ. See, that's too ripped for me. That's the biggest G ever. Okay. Wow, he's 61 years old. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, Brian Johnson's got nothing on this guy. Yeah, Brian Johnson has nothing on this guy. Lightweight. Yeah, this guy could snap Brian Johnson over his leg like a twig. Oh my gosh, hi Toby. Wait, does she show up? Let me see. She shows up a little bit. Hi, sweetie. Does the camera recognize her? Hello, sweetie. Would you like to smell my breath? No, come back, please. Smell my breath. Here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I learned today, now it looks like I'm just petting the universe. I'm petting the universe. The universe is me and I am the universe. Ethereal Toby. Space Toby. She's so cute. Teach them about Gary Cole. You know what? The world is my oyster. I can teach them about so many things. And today they taught me about Ramadan, which I already knew about Ramadan. But for those who celebrate, for those who practice, I wish a very Eid Mubarak to all of our Muslim viewers, which I don't think I have any, but if you have any Muslims in your life, make sure to wish them an Eid Mubarak. It's not part of my audience it's already tomorrow for you guys. So I think it's tomorrow. Although one of my students, she's from Afghanistan, and she said that she was like, well, Afghanistan, the Taliban said it was today, but I don't listen to the Taliban. She was basically like, fuck them. In her cutest, nicest, because she's like this nice old lady. So, but she would never say the F word, but she was like, I don't listen to them. My Eid is tomorrow. And she made that very clear. And I was like, yes, girl. You do not listen to the fucking Taliban. Fuck those guys. Okay, sorry. Not to get political or anything. They were telling me about how During Eid, it's a big celebration, and you get together with your whole a controversial take there. I hope it's not controversial, Wackett. I hope it's not controversial. Welcome, Wackett. It's so nice to see you here. Yeah, you guys, I need you to meet more people from outside of your home country. Please, 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 I beg you. Meet people from outside your home country. It's a little bit easier for me because I live in America, and we've got a lot of diversity. I don't know how the situation in other places, but like, I don't know. There's so much kindness, so much welcomingness, so much friendliness that you see in a lot of the students that come by. I'm not saying this is everyone, but like, I see patterns. All of my students are incredibly warm and welcoming, and they'll come in and they'll tell each other they love each other. They'll be like, I love you. And, they mean it. It's not just like, it's not the bullshit of how like Westerners talk to each other, like, how are you? I'm okay. And then the conversation's over. It's more of like, oh my God, I love you. I love you, my friend. Come here, my friend. I love you. I have this one student from Colombia, and he's super charismatic, and he's always saying, my friends this. Teacher. He's always like, teacher this, teacher. Teacher. And listen, we need to be more warm and welcoming. We need to be kinder to each other. We need to be more, just spreading love, giving and receiving love. People out there are already doing that. It's just like, for some reason, the communities I've spent a lot of my time in, they don't do that. And we need to do more of that. They'll come up and they'll just hug each other. They'll just like say how beautiful of a day it is. And this is, many of these people are extremely fucking stressed out. I would be, if I was in their position and if I was living in the country that they are currently living in, I would be extremely stressed out about the situation. But you know what? Most of them, they take that and they choose to spend every day happy and kind and friendly to everyone around them. So take with that what you will. You can choose to be different. I know that we shouldn't compare suffering. And this is a very important thing that I want to reiterate time and time again. Do not compare your suffering with other people. Suffering is subjective. So don't look at other people and be like, oh, they're suffering more than me, so I shouldn't feel bad. I'd fall into that trap all the time. Don't fall into that trap. Your suffering is valid. Other people's suffering is valid too. And you can look to other people who may experience extreme hardship and still have a great attitude about their life. Not to feel bad about your own life, but instead to be like, wow, okay, this gives me hope. Don't use it to, I often do this, where I look at those other people and I'm like, oh my God, I could be living in Afghanistan. I could be living in the Congo. I could be, my problems are bullshit, right? Like I'm creating my own suffering every day. They don't matter. Don't fall into that trap. You don't know what other people's lives are like. And you need to give yourself more grace. I'm more talking to myself than anybody else. So if it doesn't apply to you, that's fine. But it's just something I wanted to say. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a great Thursday. And then Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Oh my God. all the trees are blooming outside my... We talked to... So again, another topic we talked about this morning was winter, spring, summer, and fall. Do you guys ever do something where it's like you communicate something, and if you communicate with somebody in a that doesn't really speak English that well, sometimes you do shortcuts. I do that. I'm a victim of that, or I'm a user of that. Sometimes I regret it. For example, when people ask me the question, "Where are you from?" I never know what to answer. And so I'm like, wait, does that mean where I'm born? Where was I born? Or does that mean where I grew up? I don't know. Either way, it's irrelevant, in my opinion. But for my students, it's more or less relevant because it tells me about what country they're from, what what their culture is like. So for them, it makes sense. Although, you never want to assume where someone's from. But anyway, like I answered, I was like, "Oh, I'm from Nevada." I mean, because I was born in Nevada, but I lived in Nevada for like 2 years, or until I was like, for like 1 or 2 years. And then, so then they started asking me all these questions about Nevada, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I've been there, but I'm not actually. I don't know. From the mushroom gods. Ideally, maybe. Sam, you gotta tell me more about your meditation that you did. You did a meditation where you were able to replicate the effects of mushrooms, except when you were sober. That's pretty cool. By the way, let me know if the audio is... I think the audio is a bit too loud, isn't it? I'll turn it down slightly. Maybe like right there. Okay, I want to make sure it's not too loud. Okay, there we go. Meditation, Ivan. Meditations. Yes. You can. Yeah, believe it or not, Ivan, I do believe that you can replicate certain mind states completely sober. And eventually I would like to reach the space where I can do that most of the time, and that I don't ever need to rely. I mean, I don't technically rely on any sort of substance. I never want to get to the point where I do rely on something. However, I do enjoy using them as tools to achieve certain mind states that are, it's a bit easier than doing a lot of the work. Meditation requires a lot of work. It's not too crazy. Basically, I was meditating with my eyes open and looking at my ceiling, which is that popcorn ceiling you get in apartments. Oh, did you see like a kind of kaleidoscope effect a bit? Sometimes I'm able to replicate that too after I've done yoga for a bit. While I was doing that, I couldn't quite control it, but somehow my eyes were able to, for like 10 to 60 seconds at a time, the ceiling would flow like water. The flowing effect. Yes. Does it feel like you're when you get to that state, is it almost like zoning out in a way, or is it something different? Sometimes I have a hard time distinguishing between different. From what I could tell, it was very much a physical effect of how the brain processes visual information. Oh, interesting. The mind is a very interesting place. Oh, that reminds me. I want to talk about something in Michael Pollan's book, A World Appears. Okay, here's a question for you. I want you to ponder it. Here, question of the day. When you Okay, at any given time, are your thoughts made of words or images or neither? Okay, so some context for that is that Michael Pollan, he was participating in some research. He had a device connected to his head, or to like his ear or something, that played a tone at a random point throughout the day. And once the tone played in his ear, he had to immediately capture his mind state at that time, and then report it back to the researcher. You viewed it as a disruption in how the mind fills in information in your blind spot. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, we do that all the time, filling in information, compensating. I mean, if you study an optical illusion, you'll get the idea, right? Like of how much guessing we do when it comes to forming pictures, visual. Anyway, so the tone would ring, and Mike and Mr. Pollan. No, I don't know. I don't know what his qualifications are. I'll just say Michael. That feels weird too. When Michael Pollan was in the cafe, let's say he's in a cafe and the tone goes off. He would then describe to the person, I was just about to order this bread, and this bread tastes like this and this and this, and blah, blah, blah. And then he would list off, like, the cafe looked like this. The cafe was wide open, and there were people chattering that I could hear in the background. You know, he's listing off all these descriptors. And the researcher would respond back and be like, are you sure that's exactly what you were thinking at that time? Or are you just recalling all that information, reciting it as, you know what I mean? Okay, how do I just explain this? Was that what was actually occurring within your mind, or are you recalling and are you recalling everything that was sub-perceptual, like all your senses? Like, okay, for example, right now, if I were to capture my mind state right now, would it be like within my mind I'm saying, oh, here's my monitor and it has a beautiful picture of Chongqing and the trees are green and there's something in my ear and and you just list off everything that's in your environment. No. Are there images? Also no. Actually, it's pretty empty. It's pretty empty in there. It's pretty empty in my mind right now. There's nothing. There's nothing in there. If you capture it at any point in time, there's nothing in there. A lot of what he was talking about was it's very similar. It went very much in line with global workspace theory of like almost everything is sub-perceptual, and things get brought into the spotlight of your attention depending on what's relevant. But you can also retroactively pull things into your attention, if that makes sense, when you're recalling a specific mind state. Which is just, it blows my fucking mind to think about how much data we're constantly capturing and it's not relevant to the current moment. But if somebody asks us about it, then it suddenly becomes relevant and we're suddenly able to recall it. Sam says, so I would say it's like a large moving object under the water. There's a concept in the depth of your mind, and the language you use to describe it is like ripples on the surface of the water impacted by this thing's movement. Yes, I like that. I like that description. The language isn't the thing itself. It's the symbols you use to describe the thing. I mean, okay. So what he goes into in the book as well is like, do babies have consciousness? And you know, babies, they're not familiar with the symbols yet. They're still learning those. You know, so they don't communicate. They don't have language. But it does seem like they do have consciousness. Let's see. Sam says, and the experience is reciprocal. The concept under the water impacts the language on the surface consciousnness. And the surface consciousness can to some extent impact the concept in the water. Huh. Wackett said, yeah, it is interesting how much people's reports differ. Well, yeah, and Wackett, another thing he said in the book too was that some people do. Some people do perceive things through language and have inner speech, and some people have visual aspects, mental images. So you're saying you can certainly take that either as a fact about the reports or as a fact about how differently minds can develop. Personally, my thoughts always seem very much like inner speech. I can conjure mental images, but even then, reasoning about them mostly seems like speech. I can visualize. I can come up with images. Although you know, I think we've talked about aphasia. I think it's what it's called. The mind's eye. Like, can you visualize things? Can you picture things? And you know, I'm not seeing something. I'm not seeing anything, but I'm knowing what it looks like. I have my eyes closed because I'm really trying to think about it. I know everything. Like, I know that the color red is present. I know that the person I'm visualizing is beautiful. Those are physical descriptors, but I'm not seeing in front of me a beautiful person, and I'm not seeing red. I'm not seeing, you know. But I'm like, okay, if I visualize like my best friend, for example, I'm thinking about my best friend. I can recall what it feels like to be looking at them and to recognize them. I can recognize them, but I'm not seeing her, you know, in front of my eyes. So this is the aphasia. Sorry, aphasia, aphantasia. My bad, aphantasia. You could flip language for image as well. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it could be mental images or thinking in terms of language. Look up. Okay, I'm gonna look up the aphantasia scale. I'm gonna turn the music up slightly. Okay, that should be good. I always regret having the music be too loud. Okay. Okay. Right. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. What? Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna break out of the immersion for a second. Well, no, I can bring here, we're gonna put this image here. We're gonna turn on display capture. Okay, I can put it in there. Okay, look. Here's the scale. So, number 5 is perfectly clear and as vivid as normal vision. Okay, you guys, I'm so confused. Every fucking time I talk about this, I get so confused. Because, wait. So you're telling me that some of you guys see this stuff? You're telling me you physically, visually see it? That's actually crazy. That's insane. What? Okay, what? Huh? So Ivan is 3. Huh? I'm sitting here like, no, I'm 1. I am 1. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to, let me, okay, then now I can see my chat. Okay. Ivan said, there's a lot of evidence that memories are often reconstructed when we call on them based on the information we currently have. My memory is highly reconstructed, less detailed, more vibe simulation. Yes, a reconstructed. Well, and it's crazy how every time you recall a memory that the story kind of changes a bit. Right? And so I don't think you really can ever capture exactly what somebody's thinking about. We don't have the tools to capture that at this stage. You can only just describe. Oh, I'm sorry, Sam. I don't think my thing is set up to allow links, but if you send it to me on Discord, I'll be able to look at it. You said, I think there's a better scale that uses apples. Okay, this one? Is it this one? I got this apple scale, where it's like, okay. Yeah, so you can, okay, so there's like a detailed one, you know, it's got the dimension, it's like 3-dimensional, it's got some green in there, it's got like, you know, this whole thing. And then you've got this, you know, it's a bit flatter, it's just got one color, it's a little bit simpler. And then you just have black and white, and then you have like the vague outline of it, and then you have nothing. I'm 1. What? Wait, like, okay, so Trix, you're telling me in your waking consciousness, you, like, completely sober state, you're able to see 1? I mean, that'd be so cool. I have an impossible time conceptualizing that because I'm 5. I don't see anything. What is that like? Oh my gosh, you have such a rich inner world. I'm so jealous. Okay, so Sam says if I'm on mushrooms, I can create the full picture. Okay. If I'm on mushrooms, I do see closed eye visuals. Trix is conceptualizing a banana. It looks real on my mind. What? And this is literally blowing my mind. Oh, I'm jealous. Okay, wait. Here's a question. Can you, like, train your mind to do this? Because I want to. I would like to. So even when I do mushrooms, like I do have some closed eye visuals, but usually it's just kind of kaleidoscopic and very, very, very faint. Very faint. But I'll see colors. I'll physically see colors. But again, I'm not able to like really visualize anything specific. It's like I'm not able to picture things. My mind pictures it for me. You know, the kaleidoscopes, it does what it wants to do. I can't control it. Ivan says, this is about imagination though, right? Right. Like, yeah. So, Ivan, it's about imagination. Like, I'm imagining an apple in my... Okay, so close your eyes. Imagine an apple within your mind. Okay. I'm seeing nothing. I'm just seeing black. I know what it looks like. I know what an apple looks like, and I'm recalling my memories of an apple, but I'm not physically seeing any red or any apple or even any outline. Trix thought everyone was able to do that. Nope. I have aphasia Tragic. That is tragic, actually. That's tragic. You're telling me there's people out there who could see what? I'm gonna cry. Sam says, reading the descriptions of the damage to the child, my colleagues were like ready to throw up. I was reading it with no issues at all. Wait, what? Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't read your first thing. You said, I found out about this because I was in my criminal law class. We had to read a case about two parents who beat their child to death, and the court had to decide who deserved first degree and who deserved manslaughter. Okay, you were reading it with no issues at all. Huh. Does it mean... Okay, so maybe if you visualize things easier or with more detail, then it can make you more... Those kind of things upset you more. What is reading a book like for you guys? Wow, books must be so interesting for you. What about situations? Can you imagine or picture that? No, I can't. I see black. I only ever see black. I know things are happening. I know that there's things happening, but I don't see words. And so that's the thing. So that's what Michael Pollan was getting at, is that it can be something that's neither visual nor words. I've said it's not like seeing it in reality because it doesn't call attention to itself. I can visualize the shape if I want, or the texture if I want, but a real apple calls these things out. Okay. Like, if I were to look at this in front of my face for a really long time and stare at it and then close my eyes, I could see like an outline, like a tracer kind of, an outline of the shape in my eyes. But then that fades and then there's nothing. Sam says, if I watch a horror movie, I'd want to throw up. If I just read a description of trauma, it's like nothing. Okay, conceptualizing a car crash or a water splash. So if I conceptualize a water splash, I can see, so I'm picturing a rock. There's like I'm picturing the ocean, and there's like a big boulder or whatever, and the water is coming, it's approaching it slowly at first, and then it's going. I'm not seeing it. I'm just knowing that that's what's there. If that makes sense. I know what's there. I'm remembering previous times where I saw something like that happen. But it's black. Ivan says, I don't like reading novels. I visualize all sorts of details not mentioned in the text. Then sometimes the text contradicts my imagined scene. For example, if characters are in a bar, my mental image is modeled on bars I have seen. It has details not mentioned in text. That's interesting. Okay, so wow. Yeah, when I read, that never happens to me either. Because when I read a book, I'm just creating whatever I could read some of the descriptors and, and I use some of them, but I also I'm able to imagine, I'm able to imagine what things look like, different settings, different people. I imagine them interacting with each other. But it's almost always in, I'm not using any of my familiar, memories of spaces or what people look like. So that probably definitely affects, if people enjoy reading books and, you know, like what type of books people enjoy reading, right? Maybe if you like enjoy. Okay, thank you, Wacket. Let's see. Hello, Orange. Orange, we're talking about aphasia. Orange, which one are you? Are you 1, 2, 3? I am 1. Here, we'll do the apple one. I'm 5. I'm 5. But some of the people in chat are number 1. Can you believe it? Okay, I need to find somebody else who's at my level. You gotta get on my level. Okay, oh yeah, Sam's a 5. Okay, Sam, you're a 4. Oh, okay. So you can relate a little bit. But when you take mushrooms, then it's different. All right. Wacket said, if you just take a color, let's say blue, and try to bring that color to mind, does the experience of imagining the way the color looks, seeing something blue, or is there nothing in common? Oh, does it resemble in any way the experience of seeing something blue? It feels, no, it feels like blue. Like, okay. So, okay. My favorite color is magenta. A very specific, or maybe maroon. This type of magenta. You see this? Oh, it's so beautiful. It's delicious. It makes me happy inside. It's so pleasing to look at. So when I visualize this color in my brain, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling the same goodness that I feel when I look at this, because it's my favorite color. It makes me satisfied. When I imagine something disgusting, it can make me feel nauseous. I've had points where, like, before I go to bed, I'm imagining something disgusting and it's keeping me up and I can't sleep. I'm imagining, like, well, I won't go into details, but I do go into a lot of visual details of what is occurring. But again, like Sam, it's kind of like it's not like I'm seeing bullet points in my mind. It's like I can extract bullet points of information from what is happening. I feel like a crazy person. I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know. Can I please just enter one of your minds for like one? Can I please come inside your mind? Will you let me in? I need to know. I feel like if we all just were able to experience one other person's mind for like 5 minutes, that would just open up so many doors. Okay, so orange is 2. Wow, we have so many amazing visualizers here. And Ivan is a 1. Wow. Okay. What does that say about, does it say anything about you? What does it say about you? It just says, like, you don't have a visual imagination. It's not... Oh, okay. Does aphantasia mean high IQ? Average IQ, if anything, is marginally higher in people with aphantasia than... Okay. Never mind, I'm not reading this anymore. Shit. Is aphantasia linked to trauma? Trauma? Okay, wait. Okay, wait. I want to read an article of other people describing aphantasia. Okay, I want to see the description. Here. Let me see if I can make this smaller so you guys can see it. Hold on. I'm going to make it a bit bigger so you guys can see. There we go. Wackett says, that's the thing though, isn't it? Very difficult to say whether people have mostly similar experiences with some outliers, but are more or less strict about calling them sight-like, or whether most people mostly have different experiences. Exactly. Ivan said, y'all have inspired me to eat now. Oh yeah, Ivan loves apples. I hope you enjoy your apple. What's your favorite kind of apple? Ooh, today you dine on Pink Lady. Oh, that sounds good. Which is neither pink nor a lady. Oh. Okay, you guys, can I admit something? I am not an apple enjoyer. Well, okay, I take that back. I am not a standard Red Delicious apple enjoyer. Okay, Gala apples I'll accept. I like those. Golden Delicious are S tier. If I were to make an apple tier list, which I would actually entrust Ivan to do that better than me, because he's the apple expert. But it would be like Golden Delicious, or like the Cosmic Crunch apples, the fizzy apples. Have you guys had a fizzy apple before? They literally put it in a chamber that somehow adds carbonation to the apple. By the way, I'm like disappearing. The computer does not like the way I'm facing. What is happening? Hello? Okay. Anyway, the carbonated apples. Delicious. And then Golden Delicious, and then like a Fuji apple, Gala apple, and then maybe like one of those green apples, like the Granny Smith. Okay, but Granny Smith with caramel obviously is S tier. Like, yeah, that's S tier. But like plain Granny Smith is like D tier, and then all the way at the bottom F tier is Red Delicious. It just doesn't taste. I don't enjoy like fruits that are too sweet or don't have a ton of flavor and are just watery. I know that in actually many Asian cultures, they tend to actually prioritize the crunchy, watery, like if you've ever had an Asian pear, those are just like super crunchy and watery and with not much flavor. I do not like those. And like a lot of melons, I'm not a fan of melons, or like, especially watermelon. No, I like my flavor to be saturated. Oh, I haven't said Granny Smith are for cooking, in my opinion. Oh yeah, that like is that what people make apple pies out of? I haven't made an apple pie before. I'm not sure. Well, again, Ivan is the apple expert and the pie expert, so you would know. Sam says, I didn't like apples until I got healthy and stopped eating processed food. Yeah, that can happen. I feel like the more you like cut out sweets and snacks, the more you tend to like fruits and just like regular. I started eating like raw radishes, like just a radish. That's it. It tastes like dirt, but I'll just crunch on one of those. Oh, just a pie expert. Okay. Just a pie expert. Oh, yes. Wait, Ivan, I want to read your thing that you sent. What are people with aphasia good at? Okay, strengths to consider. Okay. Let's see. Many people initially focus on what they might be missing. What if it's not a deficit, but a superpower in disguise? Okay. What are the pros? It affects an estimated 2. Okay. You know what? You got me there. I'm already my perspective has already changed. Turns out I'm special. That's all I need to hear. Tell me I'm special and you'll completely transform my ideas. I love to be told I'm special. Okay, sorry, I'll keep reading. Instead of relying on a vision. Thank you, Sam. You're so nice. You're so nice. Stop. You're so nice. Okay. Instead of relying on a visual mental sketchbook, the aphantagic mind often defaults to more abstract systems of thought. Now I'm special squared. Yes. Okay, strength number 1. Superior abstract and logical reasoning. Thriving, in fact... I don't know about that. Wait. Okay, wait. How non-visual thinking reduces... I feel like this is the opposite because Ivan was number 1.
Ah, this
Oh.
and you are creating it at every moment.
Thank you, Wacket. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you. You're so nice. Wacket's one of the OGs, you guys. 8 months. Oh my gosh. You're amazing. I really appreciate all your support. It's been such a fun ride. And yeah, Wacket's seen it all. He's truly seen everything. Okay. All right. Well, this seems more like an Ivan thing than a me thing, but we'll continue. Non-visual thinking reduces cognitive bias. Okay, visual information can be incredibly persuasive and misleading. This is what Sam was saying. Living in the present moment. An enhanced ability to live in the present without a constant stream of mental images from the past. Okay, less mental clutter. A unique approach to memory. Okay, can I tell you guys something interesting? When I'm having my very anxious days, okay, you don't agree with it? Yeah, I'm not sure how my, I don't know, I'm not sure either, but it's very thought provoking, which I do enjoy. Okay, on my very anxious days, there's definitely a lot more clutter in here, and it does feel like physical stuff, physical chaos occurring within. Although I think that my ability to visualize might actually be strengthened on my anxiety days, if that makes sense, because I'm dwelling more in here. I tend to dwell more in here. But when I'm on my non-anxious days, I'm dwelling more just in the moment, in my body, experiencing everything. Okay. Unique approach to memory. Let's see. Instead of rewatching a memory, the aphantagic brain recalls a list of facts about it. See, this isn't what I do, because I do relive the memory. But again, I'm not seeing anything. I'm just like, I'm feeling what it felt like to be at Disney World. I'm feeling what it was like to walk around Epcot with like they had this amazing chips and guac with like a giant scoop of guacamole and like chips. And I just walk around with that fucking glass of wine in my hand, just walk. Oh my god, I want to go back to Epcot so bad. If you guys have ever been to Epcot, or if you haven't yet, you should go. But I'm also biased because I used to go to Disneyland all the time when I was a kid. So, but like Epcot, okay, so Epcot isn't really like, it's like the least Disney park. It's more of like the adult Disney park. They've got like you can journey around the world and like look at all the different countries and try food, and there's like beautiful scenery, and like we were there during the Flower and Garden Festival, so there's just flowers everywhere. Sam doesn't like travel. You don't like sightseeing? Okay, that's hard for me to understand. Why is that? Sharpened senses and spatial skills. Ooh, I'm not sure. Huh. I'm not good with spatial skills. Actually, like directions. If you ask me directions to places, like I'm able to remember how to get to my best friend's house by just like by getting in the car and just like starting to I'm driving, I'm seeing the landmarks pass by, and then once I approach a certain landmark, I don't remember it all in my head, but once I see a certain landmark, I'm like, okay, now I'm supposed to turn this way. Now I'm supposed to go this way. I'm not remembering any street names, nothing. Any directions, like east, west. If you tell me that you have to enter through on the north side of the building, bro, I don't know what you mean. I have no idea. And I've got the mountains to help me over here. Like in Utah, we got the mountains. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Wait, I'm gonna snooze for 1 second. We're gonna snooze for 5 minutes, but then there's gonna be ads. Orange says, I always start to feel uneasy when I don't sense the cardinal directions. Really? I don't know. Ivan says, I think women more often navigate that way. Men more often have maps in their heads. That checks out. Because my husband has supreme spatial memory. And he just knows, he knows where to go. For me, everything has to line up. If everything lines up, like as long as I am paying attention and one thing's after another, the environment's the same as we're going through it, then I can find my way back. If something changes in the environment, like if I'm walking through a city and a specific food truck isn't in the place where it was before, I'm lost. I'm like, yeah, like I'll be calling an Uber back to my hotel. Ivan loves travel. Me too. I love traveling. If I could live in I've lived in other countries before, and I'm very grateful that I had that experience, but if I could just like constantly live in other countries, I would. If I could return to China and just live there, for like a couple years, that would be awesome. Sam says, I don't want to explore the world and see different places or meet new people. That is, wow, that is like the opposite. I would love to see so many new people and meet new people and see how they live. See how it's different than where I am. But to each their own. Sam says, I just that it's not interesting to me. I'd much rather drop some LSD and just think shit or read a good book. You'd much rather do some explorations in here. Yeah, that's okay. My grandpa, he hated traveling. He didn't like leaving his house. Or not even his house, but like his little town. He would like he always has the same schedule every day. He wakes up, he's retired now. He wakes up, he goes to golf, he'll like go to lunch with somebody, and then he'll like do a bike ride in the afternoon, and then he'll come home and watch TV, and then he'll go to bed. And it's the exact same thing every day. Ivan says, right, Sam is thinking, hey Ivan, have you tried drugs? Well, Ivan, we all know what you're going to say. You're going to say, no. You say, no, I'm not interested. And that's okay. To each their own, like I said, to each their own. Whatever floats your boat. We are open and accepting of all here. I'm never going to be somebody who's like, you shouldn't ever... Because I'm going to probably enjoy substances as long as I live. They just add more to my life. They do. That being said, I don't ever glorify certain substances. I just, So, like, nobody's required. More business class upgrades for me, then. Ooh, yeah. Flying business class is... fancy. It's fun. It's really fun. Sam says, I took a 2-week vacation to the Philippines. Not, thank you for prefacing. Not for sex tourism. I hated it. I also fell into a huge depression after I came back. Oof. Was it like not what you expected? I mean, I think it really depends on where you go. You've also gotten in a car and drove around the whole country for like 2 months. I hated that and fell into a huge depression after I came back. Okay. Well, yeah. So if you tried it and it really didn't work out for you, I mean, it's completely possible that you might just not enjoy it. Like, if after those experiences, you probably won't enjoy it, even if you tried. And that's okay. Like, I'm all for everybody finding their own enjoyment, right? Sam says, the thing for me is I like comfort, and nothing is more comfortable than the home I've invested all my time and energy into making it comfortable. Familiarity is a big part of comfort. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. There's going to be an ad coming up soon. While the ads are going, I want to read this article, actually. So we're going to read the article. We'll do some investigations of the article. Okay. With aphasia, my mind's eye sees only darkness, not images. It's like missing a sense, and only imagination can compensate. You like people coming to me. More like a barnacle. I want the world to just bring me stuff to eat. People gotta come to you. I mean, that's fair. I'm kind of similar. I don't reach out to new people. I like meeting new people. I like going out. But actually talking to people is one thing. Like, I like visiting other countries and like walking around the park and seeing how, and like kind of people watching and seeing how other people live. I don't like go up to people and talk to them. Heaven forbid. I would never strike up a conversation with a stranger. But I do listen very closely to other people. Nobody's safe around me. If you're sitting at a cafe and I'm there and you're having an incredibly juicy conversation, like dramatic and juicy, oh, you bet I'll be listening to every word of that. And like sometimes I'll be sitting there with somebody else, and if what they're saying to me is not interesting, then I'll be listening to what they're saying. Oh, I hope you enjoy your croissant, Orange. Ooh, delicious. Sam says, oh my god, so boring. Now doing that on mushrooms, I could do that a few times. But I've walked around my park on mushrooms and LSD several times, and it's starting to get boring. You think it's boring? It's crazy how diverse different people are. Different people like different things. Okay. A blind mind's eye. The inability to mentally visualize my thoughts. While most people are able to see images associated with stories and thoughts when their eyes are closed, I have never had this gift. When I close my eyes, I experience only darkness. I have no sensory experience. Yeah, okay. Voluntary imagery is generated in frontoparietal and in posterior brain regions, ascribing vividness to biological differences. For most of us, it's a congenital condition. What? Oh, so it's permanent. I thought there would be a way to change it. Dang it. Let's see. Confusion. Okay, over the years, I have experienced a lot of confusion about sexuality, given that it's highly rooted in the capacity to visually... This is enlightening. This is very enlightening, actually. This is very illuminating. Oh, okay. Congenital just means it's present from birth, not that it's not changeable. Oh, okay. Never mind, that makes sense. I guess I was thinking about like a congenital birth defect, which would usually be not changeable. But that makes sense. This is very illuminating. Many of us with aphantasia don't realize that we have this condition. When told to imagine a beach, we assume that it merely means to imagine the concept of a beach. When told to count sheep while falling asleep, we don't realize that people can actually see sheep jumping over a fence. Most people with aphantasia are still able to dream with visual imagery. Yet I also experience darkness while I sleep. I dream in words, ideas, feelings, and verbal knowledge of... Oh, I do not dream in words. No, I don't dream in words. When I described my darkness, people were utterly shocked. Alien experience. I felt saddened because I'm essentially missing out on such a basic human experience. Yeah, it's like missing a sense. My ability to recall memories is diminished. I'm unable to visually summon the appearances of people I know and places I've been. I forget what my loved ones look like. When I think of this lack, I become scared. See, okay, this is what's confusing to me, because I can think about what my loved ones... Yeah. I can think about what my loved ones look like. I'm not seeing them, but I know what they look like. Maybe I just don't that's the thing. That's why I require being able to see into somebody else's brain to know what they're talking about, because I think that whatever communication we're describing this with is insufficient. It's insufficient because I'm still lost. I remember auras. People with aphantasia know what their loved ones look like. They just can't see with their mind's eye. Right. I'm also unable to do any sort of guided imagery meditation. Oh, I always get bored during these. If people ask me to visualize a certain place and they're like describing everything, I do get lost and I do get bored. While people can close their eyes and imagine reassuring scenes, such as waves on a beach, I see utterly nothing. I actually become more anxious because there's nothing reassuring about being in darkness. Meditation feels pointless to me because my lack of mental imagery already gives me a clear mind. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I struggle with meditation a lot. Oh, I wish Dom was here. Okay, when he comes, I'm gonna tell him. But I wonder if it's because of this. I'm liking this description a lot more than the last one. Yeah, well, this makes sense. Although this person obviously is still different than me. So there's still even more differences, because she's imagining things in words too, which is like such a foreign concept. Wacka says, the ability to recognize people seems famously to be usually detached from the ability to form mental images of those people. Detached from the ability to form mental images. Isn't that like mind-blowing though? How does that even... Okay, so for example, I'm visualizing my best friend. Okay, so I'm starting to form the picture. Like, oh yeah, she's got blonde hair. Oh yeah, her face looks like this. This is what her skin looks like. I'm forming it. And then usually what I do is I bring in a memory, and that's what like gives me and then I recognize. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what she looks like, right? Yeah, I'm remembering like a specific memory I have of her, and all of a sudden it snaps into place. It's usually like a moment in time. It's not necessary for the rest of the idea, if that makes sense. Like, okay, if I work really, really hard, I can recall her. But then if I'm like imagining a future conversation with her, it's not relevant. It's not relevant for me to picture her talking to me. right? It's not necessary for me to see her in front of me telling me things. I just imagine her telling me things. Sam says, I don't imagine in visual words, but I do imagine vocal words. Hi. Think about someone with aphasia who's deaf. Oof. Wackett says, I say famously, having in mind mainly an Oliver Sacks book that you may have come across. The man who mistook his wife for a hat. Wait, I think you mentioned this at one point, but I can't remember. It presents case studies of patients with neurological disorders, exploring the relationship between the brain and the mind. I see. Yeah, I still need to read this one. You guys, I got so many freaking books I'm trying to read. There's so much knowledge. You guys ever feel overwhelmed by the amount of knowledge that you could gain at any point? Any books that you should be reading at any point in time? I definitely do. Okay. I've also worried that, because I might want to become a writer in the future, like a fiction writer, but I don't know if this is going to hinder my writing ability. Even though I write avidly, I struggle with reading books, especially fiction. Much fiction contains florid descriptions of sensory appearances, and my mind is unable to visualize. I lose track of the story because of the interruptions in the narrative. It's easier for me to read memoirs because these are rooted more in personal reflections. See, I don't agree with this part. I'm different. Why feel overwhelmed? Does a bucket feel overwhelmed when more water is poured into it than it can hold? I suppose. I just, there's so much to do. There's so much to learn. It's like, it's hard to conceptualize. That's true. I'm not a bucket. I'm not a bucket as far as I know. Let's see. She was a classical violinist, struggled to play the instrument with utmost precision. Much of music making relies on the capacity for actually hearing music in the mind, which is replicated in the physical. Okay, this is what Sam was talking about. That's fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to. No, we are not starting a debate right now. Let me make that clear. This is a debate. Debates are banned on this channel. We ban those. Okay, it was what you were mentioning earlier about the not being able to visualize or hear, anauralia, not being able to hear things in your mind. No debate zone. No, I will not engage with that. I will not be engaging. Okay, so I'm able to recall like my favorite song at the time and hear it in my head. Oh yeah, that's easy. I'll hear it in my head and I'll like start singing along to it. You guys ever sing along to songs in your head? I do. Again, I'm not hearing it, but I am imagining myself hear it. Imagine you could see things in your head the way you can sing along to a song. I'm guessing that is what Ivan's life is like. Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm taking out my headphone. Well, okay, so some people have perfect pitch and others don't. I think my pitch is pretty good. Not to brag or anything. I think that's mostly because I learned piano. When I learned piano when I was a kid, and I think that really helped me with being able to be on key. No, do brag. No, I'm not bragging. No bragging. Bragging is banned on this channel. Mods, ban bragging. Ivan does Wing Chun. That's just aggressive dancing. Ivan dances. Wait, I thought you did. What are you talking about, Ivan? I thought that Neo was the club that you go to dance. Okay. I was like, wait. You don't sing though. Okay. That's more of grind. No, Sam. I have danced in a club many times, and I'm not. Everyone who does not have aphasia is now imagining what Sam just described. You're welcome. Not me, though. Not me. Everyone is now blessed. Actually, I'm jealous now. Everyone gets to be blessed with that mental image. I don't have it. You don't sing yet. I like that idea of yet. Just leave the door open for the possibility. I don't sing in front of other people, and I don't enjoy doing karaoke. I did do karaoke that one time that Duncan came on my stream for like one of the first times, and that was really fun. But I can't sing any song really. I'm not like a good singer. But I like singing to songs when I'm doing dishes or like in the car. I'll sing along to a song. The problem is that like I think I do have the capability of singing really well. It's just I hold myself back because of my social anxiety. So I end up singing really poorly because my voice gets really shaky, and it's like it's yeah. I think if you need to be able to sing, you need to be able to use the full capability of your voice, right? And not constrict it. And that's what I do. So, let's see. When your book tour comes to Minnesota, we can do karaoke. When Ivan has his book tour, that's what karaoke is for. Terrible singing. That's fair. I still get really self-conscious though. It's not an enjoyable experience for me to go embarrass myself. But yeah. Okay. Despite these difficulties, aphantasia presents indirect benefits. I have experienced mental illness conditions for many years, and my aphantasia diminishes various symptoms. I previously had post-traumatic stress disorder due to experiencing emotional abuse. Although I was emotionally shaken, I had no flashbacks or nightmares. Interesting. Well, I did experience... So she also had schizoaffective disorder. Well, I did experience voices... trains of thought that identify themselves as outside. See, I've been trying to generate that within my own mind, and it's impossible. So, luckily, I don't think I'm prone to this. By the way, I don't recommend trying to, because like if you do psychedelics, and if you have any family history of schizophrenia or anything, I don't recommend trying to induce schizophrenic. Yeah, I think I'm lucky. I'm lucky that nothing was generated for me. I was literally like leaning into it, being like, okay, where are the voices? Where are the spirit teachers? But what I probably would have ended up with, if I did end up hearing anything else, would be schizophrenic hallucinations. So I should count my blessings on that one. Let's see. Since I have no sensory mental capacities, ideas and creative inspirations occur to me as vividly as does recollection of the physical and tangible world. I love pondering the meaning of life, and I express myself through writing. Okay. Hello, Dom. Dom says one of my best friends from high school did hella LSD and got schizophrenia now. Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that. Dom, I had something to ask you. We've talked about aphantasia before. However, I would love for you to tell me, which one are you? Because I'm 5. And Dom, this is crazy. We got some people, we got Ivan, for example, is 1. What? Are you gonna come out and say that you're like 1 or 2? If you do, that'd be crazy. But that might also explain why you're so good at meditation. Okay, something I was gonna mention to you was that we're reading an article about aphantasia, since I have it, and about how it causes this person to like have a really hard time with meditation because she can't visualize anything, and her mind's already kind of clear. It's already clear, like it's free from noise and, well, like visual noise, sensory noise. So she sees no point to meditation. And I thought that was fascinating because 1 or 2, it seems unclear, the ratings. So Dom, when you're imagining an apple in your mind, you are seeing 1 or 2? You're seeing red, you're seeing... Are you seeing red in the same sense that you have closed eye visuals with the psychedelic experience? Dom says, I wouldn't say I'm seeing anything. It's like an imitation of sight. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. This is why I don't know if we're communicating the same way. We're not using appropriate communication. Because I can't tell if I'm 5 or 1. I don't know. I would love to just, yeah. Dom, I was saying earlier about how I really wish I could just enter someone else's mind just for a minute, just to understand what they're talking about. This is one of those cases where I really feel like the only way that we can understand each other is if we enter each other's mind and be like, oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, well, Dom, I think I'm just confused as well. Because apparently only 1 to 2% of the population has aphantasia. Yeah, and they might be confused. Again, because we're not communicating appropriately. I don't know, but we're reading about this person's experience. So okay, it looks like she's mostly done. I think that was kind of helpful, especially with the meditation thing and the when told to imagine a beach, we assume that it merely means to imagine the concept of a beach. People with aphantasia are still able to dream with visual imagery. When I close my eyes, it is dark. When I close my eyes, it is always black. The only time where I close my eyes and it's not black is if I've taken psychedelics. Then I can see stuff. Sometimes I can see, like, when it comes back to the water behind me, if you see those little spotlight things, sometimes I'll see spotlights, like actual, like, light sources, which is just wild to me. It's just absolutely wild. Okay, so that was a fun little diversion. Shall we let's look at a surreal meme, and then we'll go into, I wanted to talk about this book a bit more. My explorations of the book. Okay. Our first surreal meme for today. hatching. Are you ready to hatch? Oh, it's Easter. Hey, this is actually perfect. This is perfect for around Easter time. I don't know when Easter is exactly, but I wish everyone a happy Easter, Eid Mubarak, all the things. All the celebrations that you may have. I wish you to have them all. Yo, my throat hurts from talking. I'm liking this format. I think I'm gonna keep it going. I think I'm not going to do gaming streams anymore. I don't know. I've heard from people that gaming streams are boring. I've heard from other streamers that gaming streams are kind of boring and basic. And I don't want to be boring and basic, so I'm not gonna do that. I might create a second channel where I can game without fear of being boring, unless it's Wiki Race. Yeah, that was fun. The one time we did it, that was fun. I don't know. I still do want to kind of stand out. Although my channel hasn't really grown at all in the past couple months, so there's that. Growth on Twitch is actually impossible. But then again, I think it's also because I've been streaming less, so there's that. And not raiding. I haven't been raiding either. So you know what? People ask me okay, so you're not growing at all. So have you been raiding? No. Have you been trying harder to make your stream more interesting? No. Okay, actually, I have been trying to do that. I have been trying to... Sorry, I'm going to disappear for a second. I have a wedgie. I have been trying to make my stream itself more interesting. I've heard that posting on YouTube and Instagram, short videos, clips, is also good. If you're... Okay. Sam gave probably the best advice you can give to a Twitch streamer, which is, if you're having a good time, keep doing it. If you're trying to grow, then give up. You're right. I mean, honestly, you are right. I'm very grateful for how far I've come. This is not me trying to be ungrateful. I hope it doesn't come across as me being ungrateful. I'm very lucky that I have people coming back and coming to talk to me and et cetera, et cetera. It's just I always want to strive to be better and strive to improve and grow, and I want to make sure that I'm providing an entertaining experience. But yeah, I think it's growth on Twitch isn't really a thing. It's like if you strike gold, if you get really, really, really lucky, then yeah. But usually probably not. But also, you should see some of the streams out. The thing is, I also need to increase the production value of my stream. I mean, there's streamers out there who are... I went to this streamer, Cartoon Therapy. If you guys have heard of him. He's it's like a production every time. He's doing special voices. He's creating these little characters. You can spend money. You can spend bits to have a little cartoon character come up, and he's doing presentations. Oh, thank you for lurking. I hope you enjoy your meeting. So, and then if you look at Leslie Tanner, for example, he's got he's got his formula down to a T. Plenty of successful low effort streams, though, not that yours is low. Yeah, it's I mean, it's just that even if you have really high effort, sometimes you could still have low audience too. So, and sometimes you could have no effort at all, like very low effort, and have a huge audience. So at the end of the day, if you enjoy doing it, then keep doing it. And if you don't enjoy doing it, then don't do it. And I'm enjoying myself. Okay. Sometimes I do get imposter syndrome though. She decides to stop by and be like, girl, what are you doing? And then we push her away. Hello, Refly. Ooh. You notice that I returned, the tarot readings have returned. With this new format, I was thinking, you know what? And you mentioned it too. You mentioned tarot reading. Okay, it's time. It's time to pull them out. So we put away the tarot cards for a while because we were just getting the same cards over and over. And it was like a representation of my hope just slowly dwindling. My hope in mysticism and in things outside of myself becoming like manifest. No way, she actually reads. What? Have I been not reading your messages, Refly? I'm sorry. I'm not intentionally doing that. I do read everyone's message. I just don't always respond to all of them. Sorry. That means someone cursed the deck. You gotta cleanse it. Okay, maybe I'll send my deck to Eclecte and she'll cleanse it. Okay. I'm gonna choose. I'm not looking. Orange says, I just arrived at the office. While driving, I was thinking, the brain people should come up with different language to define different ways of thinking. Words or pictures feels a little too distant from what's actually in our heads. That's what I'm saying, Orange. I think you're spot on. It's something different. Thinking is something completely. If words and pictures, I feel like usually happen in retrospect, but not the actual, not often the actual thing. Okay, so I'm gonna okay. Oh no, I could also do it down. Then you just see my hands. I don't think it would focus on my hands. Okay. One. Okay, we're gonna pick this one, and then this one, and then this one. Okay, we got our cards. It takes a lot of crystals to clean it. Yeah, I'll send it over to Eclecte. I trust her to clean it. Okay, card number 1. Ooh, Warrior of Air. Whoa, I don't know if I've seen this one before. It's a crow. We're already off to a good start. Seems like good pulls. Okay, Warrior of Air. Let me look. Okay. Warrior of Air. Pebbles drop. The water rises. Charge every windmill. Destroy the monsters. Charge every windmill. Destroy the monsters. Caw! Yeah. I like these cards. Okay, second one. Oh, it's an upside down one. Judgment. Oh shit. You're getting all the bird cards. Judgment Day. It's judgment time. What is judgment? The truth catches us all. Reflections are not to be feared. The truth is coming for you. You better be ready. Better be ready for the truth. Okay, last one. Let's see if it's a bird. Okay, ready? Doo! It's not a bird. It's a Trust of Earth. I like this. It looks a lot like Utah. Trust of Earth. Okay. Juggling in the air, tethered to the ground. Juggling in the air, tethered to the ground. You need to stay grounded. The truth is coming. Stay grounded. Anyway, I'm not going to even try and hypothesize what this means, but you will know in your heart what these cards mean for you. Anyways, okay, I'm done. Thank you for redeeming that. Oh, you guys, okay, I was thinking of this other redeem I could do, where it's like, you're welcome. You spend a large amount of channel points, and you have the opportunity to win. It's totally worth $1,000. You have the opportunity to win a gift sub. I want to do a game show where it's like, we got like 3 doors, and you choose the door, and depending on what door you open, there could be a gift sub behind it. Because Refly, can I ask, how many channel points do you have? I need just a ballpark estimate of like how much we're working with here, because I feel like everybody's been hoarding their points. 90,000. Holy shit. Okay, 90,000. Wow. Okay, I'm writing that down. Wow, 90,000. Okay. I need a big, ridiculous 100k redeem. That's the thing, like, it would have to be something I want to do, because I know that people will redeem it. And I don't know. I'm not creative enough. Ivan says, but before you open the door, you open another door with no gift sub behind it, and ask that they want to change their choice. Ooh, keeping people on their toes. 100,000 VIP status. What are you talking about? You already have VIP status. Okay. Well, I want to give more gift subs to people. Yeah. Especially people who've been coming to my streams a lot. 100k dance party? 100k pizza party? You guys each get a slice. It's like this big. What have you sent me? The Monty Hall problem. Oh, it's a brain teaser in the form of a probability puzzle. Okay. Suppose you're on a game show and you're given the choice of 3 doors. Behind one door is a car. Behind the others, goats. You pick it to wait. That reminds me, I've actually got a surreal meme for this. Okay, we'll come back. It became famous as a question. Oh no. You pick a door and say door number 1, and the host, who knows what's behind the doors, opens another door, say number 3, which has a goat. He then says to you, do you want to pick door number 2? Is it to your advantage to switch your choice? Why is the host not opening the door the person asked for? That's what I'm confused. The tarot reading might, this time, a lawyer send me a request to pay 2,700 euros. Jesus, that's a lot of money. Probability and statistics is always upsetting. Whack it. I can't agree. I couldn't agree more. Okay. Fractions. I'm starting to sweat. Okay. I'm stuck on the. I know. And that's why I want to entertain this, because I know it's so important to you. And Okay, Savant's response was that the contestant should switch to the other door. By the standard assumptions, the switching strategy has a 2/3 probability of winning the car, while the strategy of keeping the initial choice has only a 1/3 probability. Okay. The switching strategy has a 2/3 probability of winning the car. Why does it have a greater probability? Because the host picks the one that's wrong. But the host, what I'm confused about is the host picked the door that the contestant specifically asked for, door number 1. But the host goes and picks number 3. So he didn't even listen to him in the first place. Bruh. The given probabilities depend on specific assumptions about how the host and contestants choose their doors. An important insight is that with these standard conditions, there's more information about doors 2 and 3 than was available at the beginning of the game, when door 1 was chosen by the player. The host's action adds value to the door not eliminated, but not to the one. Okay, suppose there are 1,000,000 doors and you pick door number 1. Then the host, who knows what's behind the doors and will always avoid the one with the... Oh, so it's a rigged competition. Oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be rigged. I would also not know. Okay, so that's with the assumption that I know what's behind every door, and I will intentionally pick the door that's wrong. I see. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I would be unaware. I would be unaware of what's behind every door. I don't know how I would do that, but I would just have the doors behind me, and they would literally be numbered 1, 2, and 3. So it's like you do pick randomly, and I'm forced to pick the one. You know, I'm not like doing something behind the curtain where I'm like, I quickly put the one that was in behind number 3 in number 2. I wouldn't do that. 100,000 points redeem. Pay for damage to car caused by the car owner. I'm afraid I can't deliver in that regard. Sorry. Best of luck, though. Yo, the voice cracks are off the charts. Okay, shall we talk about limerence? I would love to talk about limerence. I've got some things lined up for us to talk about it. Okay. So, I've been reading this book, Love and Limerence. So, for those mods, increment the voice crack kind of. My throat is dry, okay? And I keep drinking my tea. Have you tried talking for 3 hours straight? Yeah, I didn't think so. I was talking for 3 hours straight before this. I was talking for 3 because I was teaching my students. And I want to prioritize I want to be my most engaging self when I'm teaching people, because they're there of their own free will trying to learn English, and like you gotta be on the peak of your game, top of your game. I was like walking around the room, I was like dancing and shit, and like, you know, like being really silly, if you can imagine it, all to keep people engaged. Of course, the line is very fine between, like, because they're adults. It's hard the line is very fine between like being fun and engaging and like being condescending and patronizing. That's what you don't want to do that, right? So you don't want to like act like you're teaching children. That's one common mistake that people make when they're teaching ESL to adults, is that they try and approach it the same way a teacher would approach children. Nobody wants to be treated like a child. These are incredibly intelligent and developed uh, adults, and they should be treated as such. It doesn't mean you can't be silly. Be silly and whimsical. So it is a fine balance. Something I think about very often is like, am I coming across as patronizing, or am I just coming across as friendly and engaging? I think for some people it's hard. When they come in and they volunteer for the first time, they often end up being patronizing without meaning to be. Like, it's like it's like being clear when you're pronouncing a word, but not like using a childlike voice. Like if I'm saying the word ball, all, right? I'm like sounding out the sounds. I'm not being like ball, or like, I don't know, the way you would talk to a kid. I can't describe it. The way you would talk to a kid. Just don't do that, and you'll be fine. Okay, that was a huge tangent. Let's talk about the most interesting and incredible topic there is, which is love. So the book that I have over here, Love and Limerence, is actually written by the person who coined the term, Dorothy Tenov. And if you notice in the top, you can't see it, but there's a review by Simone de Beauvoir, which is the author of The Second Sex. So and also wife of existential philosopher. That's so funny. I don't remember that guy. She's also the wife of some guy. I don't know. I'm sure people more often forget her than forget him, but you know what? With the tables have turned, I've forgotten who she was married to. Sartre, I knew that. Yeah, that guy. Was he the guy who wrote No Exit? I have read No Exit. But yeah, I did forget who he was. Whoops. Okay. Anyways, so this book was written in like, I want to say the 1976, the 1970s. And she coined the term limerence, and said it's independent of both the ideas of sex and love, and it's something completely unique, although it can involve both. So that's why she doesn't say limerence, she says love and limerence. They're two different concepts, although it sometimes it can be interchangeable. She describes limerence as an obsession, an emotional roller coaster from peaks of ecstasy to depths of despair. She says it's a normal condition. So this is what I enjoyed. You know how I was saying the other day how I'm a delusional? That was all fun and games. Okay. Turns out this is a very normal thing that happens to people. Although it doesn't happen to everyone. That's the thing. It's not like a psychopathology per se. By the way, it looks like I have no pants on. I have pants on. I pull my pants up. Okay. Anyway, sometimes I get a glimpse of myself in the corner of my eye. I'm like, whoa. Okay. It's a normal condition, and she's had many people report their experiences of it. It ranges from like a 3-day spree in Naples to a 50-year unrequited yearning. So it could be anything from like, oh, just a little fling, to like 50 years of yearning for someone else who doesn't love you back. But she said that some people just don't get it. It just doesn't happen to them. They don't understand what that's like. They may have they may have romantic relationships and experience love, experience sex, but they never experience limerence. Again, it doesn't require a special person to experience it. It just is it's a phenomenon that happens to some people. 3,000 Years of Longing. Wait, is that the one with Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba? That movie was... I don't even... Whoa. That movie was... Whoa. I don't even... That was a fever dream, man. That was... It was something to do... It was something to do with genies. So Idris Elba was a genie. And then Tilda Swinton was like a professor of some kind. Living in the real world, and the genie comes and visits her, and then they go on this like mystical journey. It is so wild and crazy. It's a film. We were talking the other day about films. That's a film right there. I mean, it was an enjoyable film. I was definitely entertained, but I definitely left it feeling like I didn't even know what I experienced. Refly for Maud. Hello DCI, welcome. Refly for Maud. Yeah. Refly's the mod of my Discord. But like I said, I feel weird asking people to be mods of my channel. Because I hate asking people to do stuff for free for me. Because then I feel like I owe people stuff. And I don't want to feel like I'm in debt to anyone. I realize that relationships are not transactional. But that's just the way my mind works. Okay. So, returning to limerence. When it happens, it's often people are more excited by what might happen than having something actually happen. So people are more excited by the idea of ending up with a person, or not even ending up with a person, like having reciprocated feelings. It's all about reciprocation. So they're very excited by the idea, like it's just so tantalizing, like, oh, what if they feel the same way about me? But when they actually do show, like if your dreams fully pan out the way you imagine them, then it's almost like the magic is lost, which I find fascinating. So she also mentioned how a relationship with no limerence can be far more important, but when limerence is in full force, it can eclipse other relationships. So that's an interesting distinction, is that like long-term lasting relationships often have no limerence at all. That's like, sometimes it gets a bit confused with like infatuation or like just really intense chemistry. But often a long-term lasting relationship doesn't have that, but it does well anyway. But the problem is if you're in a long-term lasting relationship and you start to have a limerent episode, it can sometimes interfere with that relationship, which can become a problem if you're, depending on what you prioritize. Often it has to do with the interpretation of events and not the events themselves. So it's about what you think happened, not what actually happened. And it's often fueled by a hint of reciprocity. So if you're having a conversation with somebody and they say something that suggests that they like you or they think you're interesting, but they're not saying outright like, hey, I like you and I think you're interesting. Mod DCI Banks. Yeah. Maybe. DCI is excellent. But again, I would never ask anybody to do stuff for me for free. I can't. No, Mon. Oh, you're passing it back and forth. Like, no, I don't want it. I don't want to do it. You do it. You do it. Oof. I would never want it to feel like a burden either. That's the thing. Or like that. It automatically means people are required to do shit. Did you know, as Refly said, did you know the developer of that pseudo green screen invested 85% of development time to be sure it would not cut out legs and knees? It's truly trying its best. You guys, okay. I did change the settings. Did you notice? I was telling this earlier. Look, you could see my full hands. The frame, the edge of the frame is here, so it physically can't come out of here. But like, I have an aura now. But yeah, it really struggles when I lift my shirt up. It's getting better. It's never going to be as good as a regular green screen, but I need to add the, what's that word that people use? Scuffed. I'll add the scuffed tag to my stream. When you spread your arms under an angle, it looks like female Jesus. Good. Aura or web fingers, there's no way to know. Depends on your interpretation, you know? Yeah, like, okay. Because if I increase, so it's about the masking whatever. And if I increase that, then it increases how far away it separates from myself. And I don't want it to be cut off. Like, I don't want to have chicken arms any more than I already do, right? You know, like, my arms are skinnier enough. Send me an ankle. No, now I'm self-conscious. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. I'm self-conscious about the way I hold my arms, because I hold my arms, they kind of bend in a way they're not supposed to. 100,000 points angle routine. I'll consider it. Soon you will master the push-up and have pipes for arms. That's the goal. Maybe. Eat more spinach. I don't know. You guys, you don't understand what it's like. As a biological woman, it is hard to build up muscle strength. Push-ups aren't that great for arms. Oh, okay, please tell me then. Wait, okay, so I lift weights on 1 day a week, so that's probably my problem. I only lift weights 1 day a week. And then the weights that I lift are like 4-pound weights. Because I don't like lifting weights, you guys. It hurts. Your water bottle is not considered to be a weight. Okay, to be fair, what I'm doing is we're doing yoga and weights. So like, it's a lot of it's shoulders. I'm like holding a pose, right? And I'm holding the weight in my hand as I'm holding it out. So when you do that, it does require some arm strength, right? And then I'm doing some bicep curls, right? But only with 4-pound weights. And then my arms actually get really, really tired after that. Dips are probably better at engaging more muscles. The problem too is that I'm just afraid of dislocating my arms. You can do certain types of push-ups. Like tricep push, okay. So yoga has a lot of tricep push-ups, which I do. You can make fast progress with more weight. Yeah, well, I mean, I use 4-pound weights and my arms are really, really tired after that. But, okay, so we're like holding the weights and then we're stretching them out like this. And then we're like bringing him in and stretching it out and bringing it in and stretching it out. It's like, it's a ton of shoulder work. If you've ever done, like, okay, think of rainbows. Have you done rainbows with your arms? Like holding a weight in your hand and going like this? It is hard. For me, I can work out 2 times a week, and each week bump up 5 pounds each dumbbell. Well, isn't that nice? Inchworms are quite, I don't know inchworms. I haven't done that one before. Is that, oh, like you're just like moving like an inchworm, like compressing and stretching. Hello, Bear. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome. We're going on a journey right now. Bear says, not sure if I've experienced limerence, but I have been stalked multiple times. Whoa. Does the author mention a connection between obsessive thoughts of infatuation leading to compulsive behaviors like stalking? I haven't. Okay, so I've only read the first chapter, but I'm wondering if it does mention stalk. So here's the thing, Bear. The author does preface by saying this is not a psychopathology. It's a normal. Okay, so I just looked in the book, and it looks like there's no mention of stalking. She's mostly talking about people who make themselves sick, like who just like, okay. I'm gonna read a story from a middle-aged professor whom I will call Dr. Vesteroy, recounted the following. I'm gonna read his story. There's like so many different examples of stories, so we'll just start with one that I found so far. But as we do more explorations, we'll read more stories. Okay. Dr. Ashton had remained in my office after the faculty meeting, apparently writing out some of her thoughts. I thought absolutely nothing of it at the time, except to note, in an entirely detached manner, the way one regards a painting or an impressive landscape. That she was an attractive woman, and we were quite fortunate to have her as a new addition to the department. Not only because of her superb professional credentials, but because of the aesthetic uplift she provides as well. I was amused at the thought, but that was all. I was much more interested in her research findings than in the way the sunlight caused those little sparkles in her hair. Okay, buddy. Okay. The fact that you noticed that. And then in parentheses he says, obviously I had noticed them. Okay. When you start to talk about the little sparkles caused by the sunlight in her, you know you're cooked. Okay. And I was rather taken by the intensity of her concentration as she wrote. Okay, go on. That was all. I mean, I wasn't actually staring at her. Okay, delusions. I was merely waiting for her to finish so I could put through a telephone call to that publisher whose textbooks in American history still had not come in. It was already the 3rd week of the semester. Suddenly, Dr. Ashton, Elena her name is, looked up and seemed startled to find herself the only leftover from the meeting. She flushed a bit and gathered her things, saying that she hoped she had not kept me. Then, before she went out, she looked at me and smiled! Exclamation mark. It was that smile and that look that started the whole thing off, and I still find the whole thing embarrassing to speak of. But I had this flash, this thrill, numbing sensation of excitement, and I don't even remember what I said. It was not, and I emphasize, it was not a matter of actually believing, either then or now, that she had, on that occasion, deliberately delayed her departure or had any romantic ideas of me. It was ridiculous to think of anything at all, but the fact that I felt strongly at the time, even that first time, that some spark of communication had passed between us, and that it was communication of a very personal and delightful sort. But I forgot it. By the time I had the publishers on the line, Dr. Ashton was entirely out of my mind, at least for the moment. It was only much later that I recognized that smile had actually been the beginning. Okay. I've done some additional research into like other videos and things. I've not heard stalking be mentioned. But what I do know from my personal experience of experiencing very strong limerence, I don't stalk people. I just want to get that out of the way. I do when I'm having my limerent episode though, I am thinking quite a lot. Like a lot of my mental energy is being spent on this person. That's what a stalker would say. Oh, brother. I have never stalked anybody in my life. Never. How dare you? Accuse me. Again, they'd say that. Oh my god. I don't have to prove anything to you. Anyway. A lot of it's the book and the videos talk about, like, it's more of like a longing and a yearning for someone. Pleading the fifth. It's more of a longing and a yearning. It's less about the actual actions they take to do things. Stalking is more of that's an action that you're it's more of the like imagining, thinking about that person, imagining every conversation you have with them, imagining what it would be like if you did this thing with them, or like, for example, potentially having like a sexual fantasy about them, which it's not always about sex. It's not always about sex or love. It could be something completely separate. Usually like to the point of not eating, not sleeping. The closest thing I can think of is yearning. So I want to read, because this author also cited Anna Karenina. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, very popular book. I plan to read that because that seems to be a good example of this. Oh, by the way, somebody mentioned I should watch the Talented Mr. Ripley, and I watched that. That one's not limerence. I did enjoy that movie though. I forgot I watched that. It was entertaining. I liked it. Bear says, seems like limerence could begin as a sort of acutely focused romantic fantasizing. Absolutely. Okay, so here, let me read this, Bear, and hopefully it also helps eliminate. So it says, sex is neither essential nor in itself adequate to satisfy the limerent need. Limerence is a desire for more than sex, and a desire in which the sexual act may represent the symbol of its highest achievement, reciprocation. Reciprocation expressed through physical union creates the ecstatic and blissful condition called the greatest happiness, and the most profound glorification of the achievement of limerent aims. So that's what it's all about, is reciprocation. It's acutely focused on, I need to be validated. I need this person to reciprocate my feelings about them. And the feelings could be like, I want this person to acknowledge my existence. You know, I want this person to be thinking about me as much as I'm thinking about them. For me personally, that's what I'm wanting. I have this fascination with this person. I have no idea why. It like truly escapes my mind. But I don't want to feel like I'm crazy. And so that's why I'm doing all these I'm doing all these readings, and I do imagine what it would be like if that person were to say back to me, I think about you this much. Because what that would say to me is that I have value. I want to feel valued. I want to feel valued by others. I don't always feel valued. In fact, I don't often value myself. again, this is not something that only happens to people who don't value themselves as much as they should. I think it's just like an inherent need for humans to be validated, have connections, feel like they're important to others. It's just this huge desire to like be a part of something and be important to someone and be unique and be special, right? And so that's what I'm guessing. Again, I'm only in the first chapter. There's so much to unpack. I'm very excited for where it's going to lead. A lot of it talks about like the eyes being the organs of love. She uses love and limerence interchangeably, which I find fascinating because she also says they're different. So, I don't know. A lot of it's about like when the eyes meet, it can be a very powerful experience. But like all the examples she poses in her book, they all different. I mean, they all differ in significant ways. So I think the bare bones of it is reciprocity. Okay, let me look. All right. I have another surreal meme for you guys. Let's look at this surreal meme. Let me turn off my image. Oops, not that one. Which one do I... There. Let's pull up another surreal meme. It has seen things. It will not elaborate. What has it seen? The chair. It knows things. Woohoo, spooky. Oh, I was gonna bring up the one with goats. Do I still have the goat one? Ah, dang it, I don't. Oh yeah, will somebody tell me who this is? Just like how I forgot who Sartre was, I also forgot who this person was. Famous philosopher, I think. But I like the meme. The duck is me. I am the duck. The duck is me. Bear says, have you had experiences of this deep longing and desire for reciprocity and then felt disappointed or empty once there was? That's Schopenhauer. Thank you, Wackett. I knew I could count on you. Thank you. Fuck. I don't know who that is. Fuck. Okay, wait. I'm looking right now. And then I'll answer Bear's question. German philosopher. Oh, okay, he is a philosopher. He's known for his work, Will and Representation. He characterizes the phenomenal world as the manifestation of a blind and irrational, not nominal will, building on the transcendental idealism of Immanuel Kant. Okay. He's as grumpy as he looks. Okay, that's fair. That tells me enough. I read Kant, and that tells me enough. So, Bear, I haven't had the full experience of what I've been wanting play out. But I have had this person show me that they're interested in me. Like interested in a friendship in a way. Like, I was giving the example of every time I leave our community gathering that we share, We don't talk to each other the entire time we're there. We don't say hi to each other, nothing. But for some reason, every time when I walk to my car, I'm almost to my car, which is a block away, I look over and he's running towards me. I've never had someone be so interested in talking to me that they're literally running to come talk to me. So I think part of it feeds my delusion, and that I'm special. I'm somehow special and important. I've never had somebody like genuinely care that much. I mean, I do have people who love me, and that's great. But I don't have anybody who's like the magnetism on this level that I've seen, right? The reason why I think that my marriage is going to last so long is because it's not based on pure infatuation. It's based on shared mutual stubbornness. Okay, I'm going to have to elaborate after. I got an ad break coming. Sorry, I've used all my snoozes. I'm going to go pee. Give me 3 minutes, and then we'll return. Okay? I'll be right back. Feel free to order something from the cafe. Oh my God. Keep grinding. What is this? Hello, EXO. What? I'm trying to decipher. I'm back. You deserve this, King. Thank you. I was just talking about how I want to feel special. God, are you there? It's me, Marissa. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. I'm checking my activity to feed to make sure that wasn't real. Thank you. Pog. W chat, W stream. Thank you for the hype. Bear says, well, if this person you're running towards isn't reciprocating, I don't know what is. What does your partner feel about this? So this is something I've talked about extensively with my partner, just FYI. It's difficult to unpack the topic of limerence. It's also difficult to conceptualize all of it because, like I said, limerence is not like a sexual desire or even a romantic desire often. It can often be a desire for just another person to be your friend kind of thing. But obviously this person is a man, and I'm a bisexual woman, and so I'd be lying if I didn't say there was sexual attraction there. But I think, first of all, I think it's normal to have fantasies about other people. I think that's something that people do a lot. I think the question is just like whether you act on them or not. The things I imagine, the reciprocity I imagine, is not sexual. It's typically like this person sharing very interesting thoughts with me and telling me I'm smart and telling me I'm special. It's almost like gaining the approval of the person, because initially I hated him as much as I could hate a person. I don't hate people ever really, but I strongly disliked him. I really didn't like him. He really rubbed me the wrong way, and I thought that he was my arch nemesis, if it was even possible to have one. I thought he was like the bane of my existence, and he probably is. In retrospect, now that I think about it. But now I'm starting to reframe my ideas and think of him more as my muse. I want to approach him more as like the way an anthropologist approach. Oh, I'm glad you asked. You're glad that Bear asked? Yeah. No, it's good. Do you perceive this person as intelligent? Yes. I perceive him, it's so much to like, I perceive him as having all the characteristics I lack, and that's what I want. I want to somehow gain his characteristics for myself, or at least like gain his approval and recognition. I want to preface by saying, because I think DCI is getting at something, I want to preface this by saying that every relationship is unique and different, and some relationships may be more open than others. So I have been talking with my partner throughout this entire process, and he's been very open about my exploration, if you will. So you got to be clear with your partner about your boundaries and what boundaries you can cross and what you can't, because that's ultimately what a relationship's about. And so I've made sure that I haven't crossed any boundaries, because I do value my long-term relationship and want to keep it, and definitely don't want to sacrifice it for something that if it ends up being a temporary. I perceive his light as, well, Bear, here. That's an interesting word, shadow, because I was perceiving him almost as my shadow self. I thought he is the embodiment of my shadow self. And he was telling me that I'm the opposite. Because we were at lunch this last weekend and he was saying that I am the embodiment of everything he feared he could have become. Hello, Duncan. Welcome back. Duncan, I loved your stream earlier, the scam baiting stream. That was so good. You guys, Duncan is the social anxiety final boss. He is, when he's talking to those scammers, not on this channel, but on his scam baiting channel, it's truly amazing to watch. Thank you. We're trying a new format today, or this week. Thank you. It's like changing out the psychedelic background, going on a little journey, a journey into our conscious and subconscious. But like, Duncan is also in some ways the embodiment of everything of traits that I lack. And so that's why I enjoy watching his scam baiting, because I'm afraid to even pick up the phone. Like, let's start there. I can't even pick up the phone and talk to people, like a regular conversation. But he's out here like yelling at the scam baiters and like trying to, you know, he's like acting and doing improv and stuff over the phone. And it's truly fascinating to watch, because I think that it requires a lot of confidence. A lot of confidence and a lot of fearlessness, which I simply don't have. So it's very interesting. Dom says, I think the shadow is more about repression than an opposite personality. It seems those could overlap. Well, okay. Yes, okay. So we're not disagreeing, Dom. He embodies everything that I repress about myself. And I embody everything that he has repressed about himself. So for example, he says whatever's on his mind, and he'll say the most stupid, well, not stupid, but like the most craziest shit you can think of without reading the room at all. Whereas what I do is I hyper-analyze every room I approach and go into. I don't speak usually. If I go into a community space, people are talking, I'm the last one to speak, because I'm thinking so hard about what everybody else would want me to say. Whereas he is just constantly talking. He does not care who hears him. He'll just talk and talk and talk until he feels better. I think he thinks of me as that poor girl. I've had many people approach me and use that verbiage to describe me. That poor girl. I guess that's the way I come across externally. The thing is, I'm so tired of being seen that way. You guys, can I be honest with you? I don't. Stop feeling bad for me. I'm fine. Okay? Like, it feels like that's people's default, is to feel bad for me. Being pitied is never nice. Yeah, Dom. It's never nice. I don't like being pitied. I want to be respected. This person is very charismatic and very respected. Although he's pretty annoying too. So people get annoyed by him a lot. It's like he has this really interesting power over other people. And he's mentioned that he's had people in his past also become obsessed with him. Or like think he's this like crazy angel sent from heaven or something to give them guidance. He's also convinced that he can what's the word? That he can sense things, that he's somehow special, and that he is so audacious. He has the audacity to just, and I'm like, how do you value yourself so much? It's interesting because he values himself so externally, but I know internally he doesn't. He doesn't actually like and value himself. Bear says, maybe I suggest you run up to him and initiate conversation immediately the next time you see him. Yeah, it's, I've thought about that. I've thought about that. I did, by the way, Bear, I don't know if you were here when I said, I did tell him that I had a Limerent episode about him. And I think that did fuel his ego. I think he enjoyed that. And he followed it up by saying that other people have obsessed over him too. And that it's, oh yeah, everybody does that. It's just because I'm special, basically, is what he said. And part of it, I think part of it is just like, I have genuinely never encountered a person like this before, who's just so like, he just, this is why I have my social anxiety. It's because I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of becoming him. I don't want to be him. He's obnoxious and annoying. Is he attractive or rich? No and no. No. No both times. Not at all. No. I'm not physically attracted to him at all. He shows up and he wears like the same sweatshirt. Okay, I don't want to be mean. But he does wear the same sweatshirt every day, and sometimes it's like stained because he doesn't wash it. I don't want to delve into mean territory. I don't want to be mean. Well, Bear, I know. Yeah. He is everything that I worry about when I'm holding myself back from being myself. I'm worried that I will affect other people the way he affects people. Like sometimes when he speaks, I can see other people cringe, and I cringe. I thought you wanted to become him, Dom. I know, it's so confusing. I know, it's so confusing. He is now your teacher, a guide to your inner world. Well, that's what I'm thinking, Bear. Okay, Bear, thank you, Bear. That's the way I perceive him, is like he is somehow going to teach me about how to not fear myself. He represents all the parts of myself that I suppress and that simultaneously are holding me back. Because if I can learn to not be afraid of those things, because I don't know, maybe when he's saying these things to other people, maybe he's not annoying other people. He's probably just annoying me because I'm afraid of being him. It seems like he gets a lot of what he wants. He gets what he wants. He's very charismatic. He gets people to like him. And he earns a lot of respect. Is there something wrong with a quiet temperament? No. No, Dom. No, I don't think so. I just, again, like I want to stop being seen as that poor girl. I don't want people to look down on me. I want people to respect me. I want people to value me. But I know that's just main character syndrome. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm not the main character. I'm not special. But I feel like it's a fundamental thing in human nature to want to be special. And like want other people to make you feel special. And I just sometimes in my life, I feel like there's no one who makes me feel special. And especially not myself. No matter how hard I try, I cannot find a way to make myself feel special. I've tried working out and like developing this like physique that I'm like somehow like that looks nice, and you know, I look nice when I look in the mirror, and that's cool, but it doesn't like make me feel special or powerful. And I've tried like gaining knowledge. I've tried getting like a master's degree and getting these external things. Like, oh yeah, if I can just have this thing that shows that I'm smart, then maybe I'll be special. And I didn't feel any different. External validation is never going to solve any of your problems. I know Like, I know this in the back of my mind, but I still seek it out anyway. Bear says, have you experimented with making social faux pas on purpose? Well, I haven't exactly experimented with it, but I will say that every time I do accidentally do a social faux pas, it's definitely never as bad as having anxiety about doing that thing. Farting in hot yoga. Yeah, I'll just fart really loudly in hot yoga next time. Oh God. People would just probably laugh. The thing is, if I farted in hot yoga, people would probably just laugh for a second and then just continue. My husband has farted in hot yoga and nobody cares. And I hear him and I laugh. He doesn't care about that shit. Dom says, if you truly had a quiet temperament, wouldn't it be repression to try and change that? You don't know what's my true character, just thinking. Well, that's just what I'm trying to, I want to achieve my full potential, whatever that looks like. And this person that I have the limerence over, I genuinely do care about him, and he is, I feel like I get this urge of like, I can fix him. Because he's suffering a lot. He is experiencing a lot of suffering. And when we talk, it's, when I tell you, it is the most electric, like it's just like back and forth. It's like we're playing chess, like intellectual, just like we match each other's energy. The thing is, I don't know whether he experiences that with everyone or just me. I certainly don't experience it with anyone else, and that's why I perceive it to be special. But I think that he probably experiences it with everyone. So that's something important to keep in mind. But it feels like, I took some more notes. You guys are gonna be mad. And I'm sorry about this. I apologize in advance, okay? I did talk to ChatGPT about this, okay? I know. I know. AI bad. Sometimes I need to, I know. I was hoping you wouldn't be here. Fuck. Hi, Tay. Hi, Tay. I'm so sorry. I know. Yes. Eclectic feels very strongly about AI, and I don't blame her because I do also feel very negatively about AI. But sometimes I do get desperate. And I need an explanation. And sometimes the only thing I feel like I can get no, DCI. No. Oh, don't even get her started on that. It's not the Antichrist. Yet. I love how you added yet after that. We have a few more years. Yeah, okay. Let me just say this. I love everyone, and everyone is welcome here. If you're an AI enjoyer, if you're an AI hater, one thing I will never allow is AI art. I do not want any AI art ever on this channel. But again, if you use AI art, like I know some people use it, it's just that's where I draw the line. I draw the line at art. I will not. I know that. Listen, it's okay. You're welcome here. I'm not going to judge you. I genuinely don't judge anybody for anyone for what they decide to do. It's just like, for me personally, I don't use it for art. Okay. I'm making sure I'm not doxing myself. Okay, I'm pulling up the chat right now. It takes like a couple minutes to load because it's this topic has required ChatGPT to think very deeply. Oh, so today today at Collect Day, we're talking more about the Limerent episode. Limerence, we're discussing our book. We discussed some excerpts from it earlier. By the way, I hope you had a great rest of your stream. Here, one sec. You guys should check out Eclecte. She is genuinely an amazing human being and provides very cozy streams. Oh, by the way, I was going to ask you to... Dom believes that my tarot deck is cursed. So I was going to ask you to cleanse it for me. Next time I come to your channel. Genuinely, I genuinely do think that it's cursed. And so I feel like of all people, you are the correct person to delegate to helping me cleanse this deck so that it gives me, stops giving me the same card. Actually, it was given to me by a coworker who he suddenly quit. He just walked out. $20, but you should just start charging for it. So he suddenly walked out and he was like, I'm done. And he was like super dramatic. He didn't say goodbye to anyone except for his supervisor that he walked out on. He left this on my desk and then never talked to me again. It's been years. But him and I had a special connection. I don't know. We talked. I was always kind to him. He was always kind to me. It was actually, he seems like a very mushroomy type. It was funny because it was before I even got into mushrooms. I think he saw a lot of potential in me. So he gave me this as his final gift. He didn't give anybody else anything. He left it on my desk. So he saw my potential. Yeah, but he's a very interesting person. He's like been to Madagascar. He's like been a firefighter. He's been a whitewater rafting instructor. The job that we shared, we were both caseworkers during the crisis in Afghanistan. We were not in Afghanistan, but like we were helping resettle the refugees. So he seems to be somebody who just like shows up for stuff that's when it's when it's exciting, when there's action. Okay, so she says, shuffle the deck, knock on it, then leave it in a window for a full day to get a full sun and moon cycle. It'll help cleanse it if you don't have any incense or any smoke methods. Oh, okay. Wait, I'm writing this down. Okay, shuffle. Okay. How many times do I have to knock on it? Do you know? Is there a specific amount? As many times as you want. Okay. 666 times. As long as it's not 4 times. I don't like 4. You're just knocking away stagnant energy. Okay. Oh my gosh. The last time I was using this deck, the stagnation was insane. I was pulling the same 5 cards every time. Hello, Monster. Welcome back. I'm good. How are you? It's so nice to see you. We are journeying right now. We're going on a little journey. Have you heard of? Oh no, I had my question of the day and then I lost it. It became unpinned. Hold on. Let me see if I can scroll up. I can't. Dang it. We're talking about... Oh, you do not have to apologize. You can come and go anytime you please. It's always nice to see you, though. All is well. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good this week. I feel useful. I feel like one of the things that's the most important to me is feeling like I'm being helpful and useful to the people in my community. Hi, Tweet. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Tweet, I hope everything's going okay with your move. Tweet, I I missed your streams for the past month because I was having my work schedule was conflicting. But I look forward to the next time you decide to stream. Although I'm sure you're kind of busy right now. So, yeah. Okay, so let's read some of these ChatGPT insights. So okay, suspend your disbelief. Okay. So let me start at the beginning. So I'll just like kind of summarize a bit of things. When you're sitting across from him at lunch, did it feel more like two people connecting or two people studying and testing each other? And I said, two people studying and testing each other. Let's see. I was put into flow state for the entire conversation. Oh, thank you for lurking. Something I wrote was, his audacity absolutely rivets me. I mean, that's what I genuinely, it blows my mind that people like him exist, and are just fine, like are just out there being the way they are. So chat asked, when you left lunch, did you feel more energized and curious or drained and unsettled? And I said energized and curious. And then chat was a sycophant, which it usually is, which it always is. Let's be real. And says, your description shows you handle that conversation much more directly and self-aware than most people would. Yeah, okay, chat. Oh, that's okay. Well, I thank you for stopping by and saying hello. And yes, well, you never have to feel bad about apologizing too much on this channel. Because, like, I get it. I apologize all the time for stuff I shouldn't. So, yeah, just, we're all working on stuff, right? So, I wish you the best of luck with everything you're working on. And I'm delighted you decided to spend a little bit of time with me. Oops. Okay, see you next time. I'm trying to pull up the this interaction has several layers happening at once. The intensity you felt makes sense because the conversation touched on identity, vulnerability, ego, and recognition. I'm going to turn down this music. This music is too loud. Is that better? I'm gonna switch the music. There we go. I think that's better. What he may see at you, someone who really sees him. You did several things most people don't do with someone like him. You challenged his grandiose persona. You pointed out how it might keep people at a distance. I did say that. I was like, I think when you talk the way you do, you keep people from, you don't let anybody in. Because that's what he does. He chooses what trauma. So he's always talking about something that happened to him or something like a traumatic event that happened to him. But in doing that, he says the same thing every time that he comes, which is that his wife ripped his heart out, which, again, I've never experienced something like that, so I don't know what it feels like. But when he does that, he's controlling the narrative around him. and it's not leaving any it's not leaving any, what am I trying to get at? It's not leaving a door open for people to see his pain as it really is. Because when he brushes, so he talks about his pain as if it's nothing and just brushes it off. And that's the way some people cope with it. I mean, I do sometimes. I do that sometimes where I'm like, oh yeah, this traumatic thing happened to me, and it was whatever. I mean, I do that a lot. But what you do when you do that is you make it seem like everything's fine and that you're good. Like, yes, this thing happened to me, but I don't need any extra help because I'm fine. When in reality, it's probably the exact opposite. You think in your head, like,
accept yourself.
Yes, so true.
Oh, it starts with you.
It starts with you.
It starts with you.
Yes. That's my favorite redeem.
Yes!
Yes! You need to accept yourself and love yourself. But you also need to ask for help when you need it. But, yeah, different coping mechanisms are valid. I'm just saying, like, sometimes we think we're communicating one way, like saying, oh, well, isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious that I'm struggling? Isn't it obvious that I'm hurting? But in reality, you're not actually communicating that. You're communicating something different. You're communicating that, oh yeah, this is nothing. This thing that happened to me, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. And then people are like, okay. And then so when you don't resolve your pain, when you keep coming, I think it creates this negative cycle. I'm saying this because I think I do it too. Actually, Refly, I already asked Eclecte for her advice on cleansing my deck, and she gave it to me, so I'll be following that. Yeah, she gave me some advice, and so I wrote it down. It's shuffle the deck, then knock on it, then leave it in the window next to a window for 24 hours. When two people recognize parts of themselves in each other, especially parts they normally hide, the interaction can feel uncannily intense. That's another part of it. It feels like talking to myself in the mirror. Have you ever had that happen before? Where you talk to somebody and you feel like you feel like they can see inside your mind, and that's spooky. I need the premium cleansing tier. There are more steps, but this is the easy and free steps. Okay. Well, we'll try this out and see. You think it's that cursed, Refly? Hopefully not. Often we're fascinated by people who embody traits we suppress, exaggerate parts of ourselves, or live out impulses we keep controlled. Living out the impulses we keep control. People who combine grandiosity with vulnerability often show emotional depth briefly, then cover it up with humor, ego, or detachment. Yeah, this is a radish. I told you I just eat radishes. So just plain old radishes. Nothing else. Okay, sorry, I'm done. I'm done crunching. Sorry for our misophonia havers. Experiencers. I'm done. It looked like you were biting into a sugar cube. I used to do that when I was a teenager. I would just take spoonfuls of sugar and eat them. Jicama is my go-to snack. Do you eat jicama with anything else or just plain? Yeah, I like my radishes just plain. I like the crunch. I like the dirt flavor, just plain. Now jicama for me is a bit too dirt flavor, if I'm to be honest. But to each their own. To each their own. You love the dirt. Too dirty. Not dirty, just dirt flavored. So, do you guys do this? Where you show emotional depth briefly and then immediately cover it up with a joke? Oh, thank you so much for being here, Bear. It was so nice to have you. Till we meet again. You too. It's always a delight to engage in conversation with you. I hope that it's interesting for you as well. That's all I can hope for. Again, my intention with streaming is not just to like fucking me, myself, me. I'm hoping it can be more of a conversation. Although sometimes we do delve into egotistical territory, because that's just how streaming is. Yes, just hit the other person with... Just kidding. The people who... Okay. There's some people out there who they'll say something that's actually true, and then they always follow it up with, just kidding. I know somebody like that who is so afraid to make jokes that he will say just kidding after everything. It's like not even controversial at all. Because again, I've heard people say like just really heinous things and then not say just kidding afterwards, and you wish they did. You wish they did say just kidding. Tay says, I actually can't surround myself with people like that. That just kidding feels so insecure. That's real. Yeah. A lot of suppressing. A lot of suppressing occurring there. A lot of fear and insecurity. And yeah, I just wish they would be themselves. And people are not that scary, although I say that as somebody with really intense social anxiety, so what do I know? It can make people appear mysterious or inconsistent, which can increase fascination. Anyway, Tweet says, I've been trying to feel more comfortable with deeper topics. Well, and everybody's at a different level, right? And it's whatever you feel comfortable with. You don't have to. For example, I have people in my community. This is an interesting segue because I don't think you guys want to hear any more about these mind game bullshit. It's fun for me, but the more I do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually crazy. So there's people in my community who are very confident about and very comfortable with their sexuality, for example. And they're very comfortable making jokes about it and talking about it and being open about it and just like laying everything out there. For me, that's the one topic I have a really, really hard time with. And that just has to come with my Mormon upbringing. And also just because I think culturally it's a very taboo subject. It's not even that I like don't want to engage with those topics. It's just like, I never know where the line is drawn. I never know. I always want to make sure everyone is comfortable, right? So there's things I could talk about, but I don't want to scare anybody off. Or also, if I don't give things with the right context, then I'm afraid that people will take it the wrong way and just think I'm kind of insane. That's why I think you do have to be careful sometimes about which topics you talk about and with who. I'm definitely very open on my stream. Like, I almost talk about everything. I almost talk about every single thing that goes through my mind. And, like, I share it all. And, I think part of it is because I don't really know anybody on here in real life. And I don't invite anybody who I know in real life. I have, like, maybe one or two exceptions, but people I know in real life are not invited to my stream for a reason, right? So that I can talk more openly about people. And obviously, talking about this Limerence episode, I'm not meaning to do it with, like, sending any negativity to this person or, like, talking about this person in a bad light. And again, that's why nobody that I know is invited, because I don't want them to, like, start guessing who it is or, like, forming an opinion. My point with talking about it is I think it's an interesting topic, and I want to lay it out there so other people, if they've experienced it, can feel comforted in knowing that they're not the only one. That's one of the nice things about the internet, is that you can almost find anyone that will connect with you, or, like, who understands some very obscure parts of yourself. Or if you reveal something that's maybe a bit vulnerable, as long as you maintain a bit of anonymity, then you more or less don't have consequence. I mean, it's depending on this, but you have fewer social consequences, than in real life. We're not invited. That's why you leave us on your balcony. You are invited. I'm telling you, you're special, Refly. You're special because you're here. And the people I know that I have actually met face to face. Let me remind you, I don't know what most of you look like. I do know what Eclecte looks like, and Tweet, because they have shared pictures. And they stream. And I'm very lucky with that, to be able to see that. But people who can directly affect my, like, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, like, this is not a threat, okay? Let me just preface that. But I could hit the stop streaming button and then never stream again and delete everything. And nobody would have contact with me probably ever. And I say that because, like, that's why I'm able to speak so openly. The reason why I say that is because that's why I speak so openly, is because, like, it doesn't have a direct impact on my day-to-day existence. It does. It is meaningful and helpful, and I'm so glad that I know all of you. But it's not the same as, like, having people talk about you in your small community and, like, gossip and spread rumors and, then why do I feel threatened? If somebody ever prefaces with, "This is not a threat," then you know that something bad's gonna happen. Tweet says, I feel comfortable with my sexuality and make jokes about it, but it depends on the environment if I make them. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, well, yeah, I mean, we have streamers on Twitch like Lexi, for example, who I like watching. She does love and deep space streams. And people in her chat, if you've ever visited her, they will talk about like their sexual experiences in very great detail, okay? Very detailed. That's one of the I think that's where I found the meme where it's like there are no words on God's green earth to describe how spectacularly erect I am. Which that meme was shared by a woman for example. I mean, just so you know. But I think that's just like they've cultivated an environment there where everybody feels safe to be making those kind of comments and those kind of jokes. The same thing about like Aristotle's community. If you are part of his Discord, like he has a not safe for work channel on Discord, and people will share like very things in very graphic detail, in memes usually. But that's just because that's the environment they've cultivated. Refly has redeemed gore and death videos. Not that. Well, it's mostly related to sex. Actually, all of it's related to sex. Yeah, I was like, what? You'll have to find out for yourself. But I guess I already spoiled it. The cat's out of the bag. They're a thirsty bunch. Well, the opposite happens with Lexi's community. I mean, it's a ton of women. It's just like it's so many women just talking about how they want to like. Again, I don't know how much detail I want to go into on this space because I don't know the comfortability of everybody, but like I want to ride Silas's dick. And they'll just say that like in the chat, or they'll be like, they'll talk about in very graphic detail, live. And so in those spaces, I feel comfortable to like sign me up. In those spaces, I feel comfortable, but in my own space, I guess I don't know yet what I'm comfortable with. Mostly because I just don't want to scare anybody away. I like everyone. Yeah, the cartoon guy. Yeah, this guy. Wait, I've got Eris's thing now. This is exactly why I subscribed to Eris's channel. Just for this. Delicious. That's Silas. Oh my god, he is delicious. But I've had moments in my life where I've been shamed and ostracized for saying one thing. And so I think that's what my fear is. But yeah, highly recommend Lexi and Aristotle. Two sides, two different experiences. My friends, I think we're about to wrap up, actually. I think we've had a good run. This is a bit longer than I usually stream. Unless anybody else has something they want to talk about, but I really appreciate everybody coming by and hanging out. Thank you for being here. Okay. I'm not sure if this person knows who I am, but I do want to raid this person. So Birdie FM is a member of Aristotle's community and also has some really interesting. I've lurked in quite a few of her streams. I've never really chatted, but I love her setup. It's so iconic. Y2K integration. Refly is redeemed. Keep streaming for another 30 minutes for 100,000 points. Oh, you're sweet. Are you? No. You should save those. Refly. You should save those for later. I'll come up with something good. I'll come up with something entertaining. Okay. Okay. So let's all go enjoy Birdie FM. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'll stream tomorrow. Maybe. But, okay. Bye-bye. See you. Good night. Bye, Wacket.